Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and welcome back to our channel. So today we are not doing a bathroom reveal, but we are doing a primary bathroom progress report, and it's going to be a lot of fun because you've made a ton of progress, and this project has been in the works for 4 years. We got a rendering done 2 years ago. You've had the same vision for this space for a really long time, but renovation is expensive. It's also a big hassle to clear your space, not live in your bedroom. And so the time is here. And I want to start with how you took a very untraditional approach to renovation out of pure desperation to get it done.
Yeah, maybe.
So it wasn't like demo day and then you start having subs. You started with your cabinets.
Oh, yes. Well, our cabinet guy is very time.
We love you, Cameron, but sometimes you're not the fastest in the world.
We ordered the cabinets like in July. And so he does it as he's a single cabinet maker, and I had some complicated issues, and so he just wanted to take his time and make sure it was right. And so it did take him a little bit, but once he got that in, then we pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so that was kind of the green light, which we knew would be, which is why we got on his docket first, because we knew he was going to have the longest kind of line to get. We hopped on the line, and then whenever that would kind of open the door. So I want to talk about those cabinets. You were inspired by a dining room built in for your linen cabinet. You had a traditional cabinet, it was
a linen closet that I really wanted to update to give the bathroom some type of character, because it was very builder grade, but yet at the same time it had a lot of weird quirks.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to just tone it all down and make it a beautiful, cohesive room.
Yeah. So that design was actually Design Loves Detail. We love following her on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel, and it was a dining room, and it added so much sophistication. But the other thing about it that I loved was that shape is a repeat shape you'll see in Mom's house. You have that arch in your dining room, and that's also the case openings in your living room to your kitchen. And so you're repeating that and kind of making it
I was fortunate to actually get in this home 4 years ago when that particular aesthetic started really becoming popular again.
Yeah.
So I just leaned into that.
Yeah.
Lots of arches.
So then once the cabinets were in, it was time to find a tile guy. We have used a lot of tile guys that we like, but in this particular season, it is hard to get somebody.
This is a different animal. I'm not exactly sure all the reasons why, but what I've found is you really need to pay a professional, and that professional generally will only do his job now. Used to be like you could find a sub that would do additional type work, like your painter would do sheetrock. Not anymore. They're very specific to their task, and they're more pros at what they do. So
we got a referral for this tile guy. He ended up being amazing, but what we ran into is he wasn't going to build the frame for the bench seat in the shower, and that was a huge part of the vision. And so you did actually convince him.
Yeah, so this isn't my first rodeo, and I've always had my tile guys build any surround or bench seat and help me with other things. And so I was like, you can do it. You know you can do it.
She just begged, and it happened.
And he did it.
Yeah. And so you'll see the blackish, kind of charcoal-ish herringbone that she has on that back wall. What I think is amazing is when we got the renderings, it seemed a little bit harsh, and you took that and you were able to soften it and kind of use that as a way to see where you actually wanted to go.
Right, so we just used more charcoal than a harsh blacks, because it was just, the rendering was perfect, except it was too stark for me.
Yeah, we wanted it to be cozy. So speaking of cozy, this was really a domino effect. So the vision was for it to have the tile and then tile floors, and then in hopes in the future that you would add hardwood floors to your primary bedroom.
Yeah, but let's be honest, my husband hates construction, and he does not like spending money.
But
so I just, because I knew it was going to be a lot, just said, okay, I'm just going to do the bathroom and come back later, in 27 years or something like that, if we're still around, and finish the floors. However, my husband was concerned because we did have a crack in the slab there, and he saw where that builder grade tile had cracked. Now, I explained to him that we can use a membrane now, and we can put tile down, and it would last and be fine, and that wouldn't happen again. And he wasn't convinced that was true. So I kind of took that and used it to my advantage. And I said, well, how about hardwoods?
Yeah.
And that then turned into hardwoods in the bathroom and my new hardwoods in the bedroom.
Yeah. So this really progressed the whole, like I said, domino effect. But what I want to show that is so amazing about this project, and probably the design idea that I've loved the most that you've ever had, is the making these floors flow from your other floors. So we are not big, we like one uniform flooring in a house.
Yes.
We really value that. So carpet in a bedroom is fine, but I don't personally prefer hardwoods next to vinyl, next to tile, next to carpet, next to, maybe choose 2 floorings or 3, tile in the bathrooms.
Right.
Hardwood,
Well, if you have a consistent flooring throughout, it not only makes it look more sophisticated, but it really does increase the value of your home, because when people walk in and they see hodgepodges in every room of different flooring, they really do see number signs, because they know they'll want to fix that.
Yeah.
And so just to do one cohesive flooring throughout, and like Shelby said, maybe if you're going to do wood in some spaces and carpet in others and tile, that's all fine. But to have multiple applications that look like wood is not really good.
So what Mom's solution was to do a herringbone floor with multiple stains, which almost sounds like we're contradicting what we just said, but this is a timeless look that you see way back when. And she has antique brown
antique brown throughout the house.
And then you use that as a trim and then
as an inlay. So in other words, I tied the floors in the rest of the home together with an inlay border around a herringbone that we went a little bit lighter, and that really makes it cohesive, and the rooms and the spaces flow together. Because when you walk out into the hallway, you see that antique brown trim surrounds, rather inlay, and against those hardwoods, it looks like it all was meant to be.
Yeah, it transitions.
Really.
Well, and I think the cool thing is changing up the pattern makes it feel intentional and not like you were making some sort of compromise. And so I think if you were to do this and you were to have multiple stains, start thinking about patterns. How can I lay the floors out differently? And so I went through Pinterest and Instagram and I rounded up a bunch of different examples of really beautiful patterns of hardwoods. Some have varying stains, some have one stain, but I think there's so much beauty, character, and honestly, it is the most timeless design choice. And if you get real hardwoods and you don't love the stain, you just sand those suckers down and stain them again.
And let me say this also. We used red oak, which is consistent throughout the entire house. I wasn't going to use a white oak in here because that wasn't going to be consistent also. The other thing I wanted to say is that the red oak herringbone is 4 inches throughout the home. And we actually used 6 inches in the red oak in the bathroom. And then on the outside of my inlay, I used a border of the 6 inch.
Yeah.
So you can mix not only different patterns, but you can also mix different widths. It's just how do you tie those things together with a bow so that they look like they were meant to live in the same house.
Yes, and Mom we have an amazing flooring guy. Our hardwood guy is phenomenal. And so he was able to say, this would match. This is how you should do it. So finding a professional to make this investment worth your while, I think is definitely the key to making this a successful
Mitchell wouldn't have let me done anything weird.
No. So
he would have told me.
Mitchell, we are your biggest fan. Seriously, this is the most beautiful flooring. Even my husband, he's like, gosh, your mom's floors look good. And he doesn't normally have any, he thinks our projects are cool, but not like.
So my husband, who never really is very responsive to anything. We're going to do a big reveal and see if we get a reaction out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of progress, or the project progressing past the original intention, you also, while you had your painter painting the cabinets and the walls in your bathroom, you also had him do trim work.
Yeah. So this room is really large. It's the biggest bedroom we've ever had. And I would have always thought that was a waste of space, but actually I've really enjoyed having this large open area, and we have some wonderful seating. But that large wall was just like screaming for some type of an application. It needed either picture panel molding or it needed wallpaper. It just had to have some character. And so we just did a very simple picture panel molding. It was very inexpensive and quick like that, so he could get back to the painting.
Yes. So let's talk about paint colors. In this bedroom, you have Sherwin-Williams Soji White, which is a creamy white. I would say it's probably the creamiest we've ever gone, but it's definitely it's the thing right now. And I did it on the exterior of my home, and it looks a lot more white than it does in this bedroom, which is a great example of how paint colors can look completely different in different spaces.
Right.
But I love it in here.
Love it.
And then in your bathroom, our accountant called today and we went through numbers, and she was like, what is Farrow and Ball?
And when you told her it was paint, she fell out probably.
She fell out.
Okay, so what I wanted to try Farrow and Ball's Hopper Head. It was a very new color. So Sherwin-Williams wasn't able to make it, to match it at the time. So I bit the bullet and purchased the Farrow and Ball, even at a discount. It was very pricey. And then while I was there, I matched this Hopperhead gray steel color to a white that was going to be creamy that would also flow with the bedroom. And guess what? It's my new favorite white of all time.
Yeah.
It's the best white, y'all. And I can't think of the name of it, but we'll pop it up.
We'll pop it up. It is a great white. Their showroom in Dallas is beautiful. I did not know that. I thought it was only in Europe. So that was fun to learn that it's local. A lot of their colors, like I know Farrow and Ball Pigeon is super popular. You can color match those for the most part to like Sherwin-Williams, or if you're at Home Depot or whatever, they can color match. But in this particular case, the Hopperhead was a brand new color, and Mom didn't want to risk it being wrong. But what we did learn is when we carried one of those cabinets out to Mom's Island, which is Sherwin-Williams iron ore, another version of charcoal, we do prefer the Sherwin-Williams.
We do.
And although I think Farrow and Ball and really European design is probably my favorite, and I really admire it, and I just love it in general, I think we're Sherwin-Williams people.
I think we're Sherwin-Williams people. Sorry, Farrow and Ball, but you know what? That showroom,
it's beautiful.
It's stunning. And so if you are where you can get to a Farrow and Ball showroom, it's just fun to see.
Yeah, go look. Yeah. And then just prepare your pocketbook if you plan on making a purchase. Just save and save.
Save your pennies.
Okay, so the last thing that's going on in the bathroom.
Y'all, seriously.
Well, actually, one more thing before the last thing. You had the glass taken out over your vanity, the mirror.
Yeah.
And that was actually really fun to see because there was wallpaper behind it. And honestly, that wallpaper might be back.
No, it's not. I promise it's not. It's horrible.
There's a version of it that's cool.
Maybe so.
But not that exact one.
No.
But now you had your painter also did some trim work, and the glass guy, when he brings the shower glass, is also going to put the mirrors that are custom.
Maybe not. I'm thinking about having him put those mirrors in because the shower glass may take a couple weeks, and I'm ready to get back in my room.
Yeah.
And I'll take a shower in the other bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the last thing, which I think is the most interesting thing in this bathroom, is you chose to do porcelain.
Porcelain. Mm-hmm.
And so if you have your tub, or really even anything, have a waterfall type situation, it is really hard.
Yeah, so what the porcelain guy told me today, and what the other porcelain guy said, too much trabajo, is the situation with porcelain. It's a 1/2 inch thick material, it's man-made, and it is hardy, but it will break fairly easily if you don't have the right diamond blade to cut it. And so they were just going to kind of butt it up over each other, and I was like, no, we must have a 45.
Because if you did that, it would have grout. So I'll pop up an example. So
yes.
Mom did not want a grout line.
I also did not want Schluter, because a lot of times people will add Schluter to it. I didn't want Schluter. I wanted a 45.
So it looks like one complete piece of stone.
Yes. And so they have to have special blade. There's not a lot of people who are proficient now because it's fairly new. But what's cool about it is that you can, kind of beef up the side of a cabinet, with a large, instead of like an inch, you can do 4 inches of, porcelain. But the colors are phenomenal in the porcelain, and so this is going to tie in the warm honey brown in my floors with the gray in my tile, and also with the black in the charcoal.
Yeah, so when we actually had Instagram vote, and it was really 50-50. I was leaning more towards the porcelain with minimum veining, and Mom loves the bold veining. You went bold, do what you love.
Do what you love, because it'll last longer.
Even if your mom doesn't like it or your daughter doesn't like it,
That's
you
right.
do what you love.
You do you. I'll do me.
But normally when I think I don't love what you love and then you complete it, I end up loving what you love. So it all just works out. But if you're doing porcelain, I did see a TikTok and a woman was like, wow, the supply cost was so reasonable. It was so amazing.
You should show that TikTok. It's pretty funny.
I'll pop it up. Anyways, you can see the labor is definitely an issue because it is not something that people have used a lot. So if you're doing a kitchen, I might just consider price it out. Is real stone? What are your options? Because if you're just taking into porcelain being the new hot thing, but you haven't weighed the pros and cons and really seen
definitely find someone who is proficient in it, which it's very hard to find those people these days. This gal said, there's one in my whole town. And then find someone who is also reasonable, because it can be very pricey.
So that is being installed on Monday, and then we'll wait on the glass, and then the bathroom's done.
And then my life is complete now. It's just all where I can move in here, and it'll be like a retreat for me. And we're not taking a vacation this year. We're actually taking a staycation at Mom's house, because I spent so much on the bathroom that we're going to enjoy it.
Go get your dog. She's freaking out. We can't get anything done without Mom's poodle. I just want you to know, No, my baby leaves me alone. Mom's poodle does not. So if
she doesn't want to be left out. Dear Sadie.
Okay, so is that my baby?
That's your baby.
Okay, let's wrap this up. So we're very excited to share the progress. This is a long time coming, and I'm very excited for how you've done a great job.
Thank you, sis.
Even as you've kind of piecemealed it together and you've dealt with the chaos.
I feel like I had a vision, and it was difficult to execute because not everyone else got the vision. I knew where I was going the whole time.
That sounds like your life. But I'm really excited for you guys to see, so make sure to subscribe to see the whole bathroom. Also, we are going to do some exclusive content for this bathroom for our email subscribers. So our email subscribers are going to get Dad's reaction to the bathroom, which is going to be funny because he doesn't react to much.
Anything. Mm-mm.
And he hasn't seen it. So we've been working on this bathroom since December 27th, and it is February 3rd, and he still has not seen this bathroom. So it's pretty fun for his reaction. But the other thing, we are going to reveal the entire cost to our subscribers.
I haven't even added it.
No, she hasn't. She doesn't know. It is progressed, this domino thing. It's so real. But I'm excited because I feel like that can help you guys kind of gauge, okay, should I take this on? Is there, other ways to complete this? We have a lot of insight on using porcelain now. I mean, we didn't know that at all. And so very excited to share that. So if you want to be on that list, go down. We need to call that something. What are they if they get
Friends, you're our friend. No, everybody's our friend, but you're our special friends.
If you have any feedback on what we should call our
secret girl friends.
No. Come out. If you have any feedback on what we should call our girl gang, our renovation gang, our farmhouse friends, our farmhouse friends.
I like it.
Okay, whatever. Subscribe in the description, and I'll also pin it in a comment. If you want more bathroom inspiration, last year, Mom and I did talk about bathroom budgets, and we shared 3 different bathrooms. One bathroom was done for under $200, something extremely low.
Under $500, let's say. Yeah.
Just something very low. The next was a mid-range, and then the next was a little bit more expensive. And so we shared all budgets have an impact and some really creative ideas on how to do that. So that is going to be in the thumbnail right here. Close this out, Mom.
All right, like, subscribe, share, and be our farmhouse friend.
And pray for the porcelain.
Pray for the porcelain doesn't break.
Yeah, we'll share on Instagram what happened. So make sure you go there too. Monday.